Hi, I'm Austin Elm, and this is presentation number 2. And I will be informing you all on cover crops. I would like you guys to fill out a sheet of paper what you think cover crops are. Give me maybe 3 examples. You guys basically said the same thing. I'll give you guys some handouts to follow along the presentation. And what is a cover crop? By definition from dictionary.com, cover crop, usually a legume, planted to keep nutrients from leaching, soil from eroding, and land from weeding over as during the winter. It's used by farmers and gardeners around different areas and around different parts of the country. And in my own words, I would say cover crop is planted in the off season to prevent soil erosion, add biodiversity, and nutrient deficiencies. Some main types of cover crops are brassica, which is rapeseed, which is pictured here, and according to the University of UMass, rapeseed is also known as canola, which is used to make canola oils for cooking. Some other types of brassica are mustard, radishes, and turnips. And some examples of legumes are soybeans, alfalfa, red clover, white clover, and sweet clover. And pictured here is a picture of some soybeans. The last is grass, which is winter rye, oats, annual rye, grass, wheat, and barley. Why are cover crops beneficial? They boost nitrogen levels that your cash crops, which in Iowa would be corn and soybeans, take out of the ground, mainly corn. So the cover crop would add nitrogen back into the ground, so your corn has a better yield and is going to be able to be more sustainable. They prevent pests and insects to an extent. They are planted so that some insects and plants don't like certain smells of other plants that will keep them away. Erosion control, which help hold the soil into the ground, and according to the USDA, which is the United States Department of Agriculture, soil erosion is kind of a alarming issue in the state of Iowa. To help keep the plants in the ground, you plant a cover crop which plants roots to the ground and holds the soil in, so they don't wash away during the off seasons or winter when it warms up, snow melts. And here's a picture of a serious soil erosion problem. As you can see, the water runs through here and it's taking away large chunks of soil. And it adds biodiversity. So they'll add to your gene pool of your cash crops you're adding, because when you go to turn over to plant your cash crops, that's the genes from your cover crop are going to be mulched into the soil, and it'll give it a little bit of a boost. And some types of cover crops, as you can see here, this is cereal rye, and it is planted between rows of corn. And you can see the corn has been harvested, and that is going to be there for winter. And then when winter, melts the snow and everything, that is mainly just going to die off. And then when you go to turn it over to plant your new corn, it is going to be like a mulch to the ground, fertilizer, because it's going to end up just getting turned over and over and over. Eventually it'll, biodegrade. And here you have corn that has been planted already, and then they had planted some red clover in between the 2 rows of corn to allow, probably adding some biodiversity and just adding it to hold maybe soil erosion as well. You just never know sometimes. Additional cover crops here. Some more. We have a vineyard with, it looks like they're all empty, so it's in the off season of the grapes, and it's the mustard cover crop that will add nutrients back into the ground that the vines have taken out, and not only looks good, but it also it's more beneficial than you think. Here you have some hairy vetch crimson clover that is planted in some no-till soybean fields, and that will, boost, what the soybeans take out of the ground. And when you go to plant your soybeans, you'll most likely, just plant over the top of it and it'll eventually die. Do I have any questions? Yeah.
When is the best time to plant a cover crop in my garden?
To plant a cover crop in your garden, you're probably going to want to do it in mid-August to late September. It'll allow for you the ground to still absorb some of those things, and then eventually when you go to till your garden up for the following season, it'll be there.
How many farmers in Iowa use cover crops?
It's actually quite alarming. There is only less than 3%, and it could be more actually.
What would be the best cover crop for a garden?
For a garden, would probably be a legume, and that is going to be your best bet probably because it's going to give you the most bang for your buck.